Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is Colin Drew with your sneak peek at next week, episode number 616 for comics originally coming out February the 23rd and February 24th. But before Drew and I talk about what's coming out in your local comic book shops this coming last week of February, Drew, what all we got going on in the world of comic books?
Got all kinds of stuff, but I wanted to ask you. I meant to ask you before we got on the air, but I'll just ask you now. This space thing that you're doing with the internet,
Yeah.
how's this working? What is this called now?
It is Starlink internet service. We live in rural Ohio, where the place that we're building our house will not have access to some of the cable internets of the world, so my options would have been a 6 meg service or some other garbage like that. But thankfully, Daddy Elon has come out with the ultimate in technology of low latency satellites, giving me the ability to put a really dope satellite dish on top of my house that is self-heating enough to melt the snow on it if the snow lands on it. That will acquiesce said satellites and give me, up to 150 meg internet service in my rural location at the new house. So, very, very excited to buy the beta kit for that and get started on that. So,
Okay, so you're a part of the
cool.
beta rolled out for this.
Correct.
Oh, okay. And there's like a couple hundred satellites in the up there.
There's quite a few. I think we're up to I know the 12,000 at the moment or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they're very small and they're very low atmospherically satellites. There's some pretty cool technology, even including when the satellite's about ready to run out of power, it kind of shoots itself towards the sun just to make sure it doesn't become space debris in our atmosphere. There's all kinds of really cool stuff.
That's pretty cool. That's crazy. Okay, so Walking Dead, a post-apocalypse happens, and normally the power grid would fail, and then there would be no internet. But if those are up in the sky and they're self-powered, will we continue to have an internet if we had Starlink access?
Yeah, I don't know if if the
servers
base location they go to provide everything. I'm not sure, but it's very possible that even in the Walking Dead era, we could still podcast and distribute it. If that's what you're worried about.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried. I mean, our servers would have to be still online somewhere.
That's right. Still accessible.
But in theory, the internet would still work, and if the content was still housed somewhere and powered, then we could live on in perpetuity through a post-apocalyptic event because the satellite internet that you would have access to, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. That's cool. I like that. We'd like to have a little solar panel to power your router, probably. But
yeah, because it's quite a bit of draw. But actually, in all reality, the cool thing about this is even in Antarctica, they can get awesome satellite internet now. Even in the African desert, if you have the electricity,
or rural Ohio.
Or rural Ohio, exactly.
That's wicked. So you'll be my guinea pig on this and see if this is worth it. It's pretty pricey, right?
Yeah, it's after shipping and everything, it's over $500 for the kit with the satellite and everything, and that's the PoE stuff and the router and everything. And then it's $100 a month, which is fairly standard for high-speed internet around here.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have been paying $80 for 6 meg.
Yeah. So that's a little more than cable internet, which is what I have. But if it's, the best of the best, why not, right? I got to check that out. So we'll check back. We want to check back. We want a full report on this. Do some speed tests once it's up and running and everything. Sometime during the summer when you're in the new place. That'll be pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was cool because I was just kind of wondering what I was going to do to the new house, and this would answer all that stuff.
Yeah, and it probably syncs up with all your Teslas that you own.
Yeah, exactly. As we save up for the Cybertruck, can we put that as a high-end Patreon goal to buy me a Cybertruck?
That would that would be pretty sweet. I think that's an awesome idea. Speaking of patron, good, hell of a segue.
You like that?
Yeah, we want to welcome our newest patrons, Aaron Churchill. Welcome to being a patron of Comics for Fun and Profit. Thank you so much for your patronage. We appreciate that very, very, very much. And welcome aboard. Aaron is now a part of our crew and can also he's on the Slack, so he's hanging out on the Slack channel with us and is entered into the slab contest. Our slab contest is for all new patrons are getting entered into this, and we think there's at least two winners. Going to be at least two winners of these CGC 9/8s of the following. You're entered to win a CGC 9/8 of, and your choice, Dark Tower Gunslinger Born #1, Batman #98, Matina Punchline cover, Powers of X #2 cover A, Red Sonja Age of Chaos #1 the Chew variant, Wonder Woman 761B the Middleton, House of X #5 the Flower variant, Catwoman 17B the Acetate variant, Basket Full of Heads #1B the Middleton, and Star #1 the JSC. So, if you live in the United States and you are selected, you get this shipped to you for free. If you are international and are the winner, then you do have to pay for the shipping. Shipping is
Then we'll have to work something out.
we'll work something out to get that shipped to you because sometimes those prices can be crazy. But in the U.S., we'll ship it to you for free. And we appreciate Adam Pastry, another patron who is supplying us with those slabs and been so generous as to do so. So, welcome aboard, Aaron. We encourage all of you to become patrons over at patreon.com/comics for fun and profit. There are many tiers. You can listen to review shows. There's some review shows going on over there. We have interviews with creators. We have access to our Slack channel, which is a lot of fun. So you have direct access to us, other co-hosts, Eric from Cowabunga, deep discount. If you want to ask him questions directly about the services he has, he's on there. So there's some cool abilities to connect with us that is unique to what we've ever had before. So we like that. There's lots of different things that we have offered. There's some higher tiers that we haven't reached yet, so there's some cool stuff there that once we reach that, we'll talk about it. And then there's some stretch goals as well for some extra things that we want to add. But there's already been lots of cool new content added, and we want to continue to do that. So we encourage you, if you want to support us in this way, please go to Patreon and do so at the tier of your choosing. Get entered into the cool contest and win a slab. Or if you just want to donate to us, you can still do that through the PayPal link in our show notes as well. And we'll take unmarked bills in an envelope dropped off, by a shady character. That's fine too. We'll take those. Whatever it takes to keep the lights on. We appreciate anything you can do. And as always, our weekly show will always be available free of charge while we do this. So you don't have to give, but if you want to support us, we appreciate it very much. And thank you. Now, we did have a cool little question that came in that I thought was kind of interesting. From Comic Book Yeti, it says, if the comics industry became as lucrative as film and television is, how do you think that would change the medium itself? So, comics are just a sliver, right, of these giant mega corporations. Let's just take Disney and Warner Brothers. The DC and Marvel Comics are barely a blip on their radar as far as their accounting line items, right?
Yeah.
But if they were as big as, say, Disney is, Disney Film is, or Warner Brothers Studios is. Well, how would that change? Well, I think, my God, what do you think, Kyle?
You get a lot more smaller publishers. You get a lot more release stuff. I imagine you get a lot more crap. You'd see each publisher would be up to 200 books a month. You'd see that, I'm sure.
You would have.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, what like you'd have like your definite like B tier, C tier movies. So you'd probably have that. You kind of already have that already, but there'd be probably more of it.
Yeah.
I wonder, like, if it was incredibly profitable to be in the comics industry, would there like all kinds of corporations be doing it?
Yeah.
And would like individual rock star creators have their own publishing houses, like there are film houses, So, like Brian Michael Bendis would have his own little imprint that he did it in his own, but it was his own publishing house. So he'd have his own 20 comics a month that he cranked out, that he curated and stuff, and everybody had their own print houses and that'd be kind of interesting to see.
Yeah, and I think you'd see it line up kind of like it used to be TV back in the day, where you had a fall lineup. You'd have a fall comic book series, like, oh, this new series is going to drop in the fall and run for these month for this season of it, kind of thing.
Yeah, you'd have people like LeBron James. He has his studio cranking out movies and TV, so he'd have his own comic lineup coming out. So you'd have people from different walks of life that were like investors in that and producing that sort of thing.
And imagine it, you'd see like a big giant, like a Target with just comics in it.
Yeah,
like a big box.
Yeah,
store.
and it'd be. Well, I mean, I don't know, right? Because
it goes so corporate. If you were making money off of it, there would be a Dick's Sporting Goods of comics.
Well, but like, is film and television around anymore? Since it's all digital, right? Yeah. So
but you have your just like you have your Disney, you have your big studios and you have your big cinemas.
What if it's like theme parks?
Yeah,
since it's already like a Universal and some of those are already, and Disney is already kind of incorporating some of its comic properties, but some of the smaller publishers had like theme park. Avatar had a cross ride. Oh my God. Yeah. I would love that.
It must be 21 or older to ride.
That would be fantastic. Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking, like, if the preferred medium of all entertainment was comics more so than anything else, is kind of
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, that would be, and it would be. You couldn't go in. A Target would have. Where's the comic section? Like, where's the music? And where's the DVDs and stuff like that? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think they'd be crappier.
The quality would go way
it'd
down.
be all like photorealistic, rendered, computer generated stuff that wouldn't be the quality of some of the stuff that we like. And I don't think they'd be good. But I think the HBO comics would be really good, though. Yeah. HBO's would be awesome. AMC's would have a couple of hits.
Yeah. We'd like sci-fi, but they'd just be really hard to get a hold of.
Yeah. Every once in a while, they'd have a decent one, but they'd have a lot of really crappy ones too.
Yeah.
That's a cool question. You feel free to submit comments, questions, critiques of Kyle are welcome anytime you want. You can send those to comicsforfunandprofit@gmail.com or reach us on our social media, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I'm not as good at checking those. as I am the emails, but I will get them eventually and get them on.
You getting us into Clubhouse yet, Drew?
What's that?
You getting us into Clubhouse yet?
Yeah, I don't know what that is, man.
Oh, that's the new audio social network.
Oh, well, I'll have to do a little research.
It's an invite only thing. It's the new thing. By that I mean it's been out 8 months.
Really? So what's the point?
Just a place for conversations, like an audio chat room kind of thing.
Oh, okay. So it's like Skype without video?
Kind of, yeah. I haven't, like I said, I've not been on it, but I've just been hearing quite a bit of buzz
What's it
about
called
it.
again?
Clubhouse.
I sound like an old man. What's that? What is that? All right. Let's. Before we get into what's hot this week, we need to talk a little bit more about previews.
Yeah, we've been trying to kind of go through a little bit of previews and a little bit of the insights as to what we like to order and what our thought process is for the month. We are looking at the February previews for April deliveries.
Getting real close to deadlines. Maybe a lot of you have already hit that. We still have a week or so to go, so we're still looking at our previews and putting our order together. And I think we're in Dark Horse at this point, right?
Yep, we're just going to go through a little bit of Dark Horse, see what we can find.
I'm looking at this Beasts of Burden. Evan Dorkin doing the writing. Sarah Dyer on also on writing chores, along with Ben Dewey, who I really like, on the cover. This is a 32-page book, $3.99. It is a mini series. And is it a pre-existing property?
I've not heard about it, but it seems like it's in that format.
Yeah, it looks like it is. It says it's an 8-time Eisner Award-winning comic book series. So it's been around a while, and it's returning. Okay, so there you go.
Well, welcome back.
I obviously haven't read enough Dark Horse to know that. Another Mike Mignola offering that's not Hellboy. It's Kojakuru the Skinner. Mike Mignola doing this. It's a Eastern European witch type of book. Period piece around World War II.
Cover B is really cool.
Yes, very cool. So if you're a Mignola fan, you'll be able to tell just by looking at it. Looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
More Mignola, more Hellboy.
There you go. We also have another Cyberpunk book coming out. Cyberpunk You Have My Word, one of a 4-issue series spinning off of that game that is still having some difficulties and hasn't necessarily bounced back from its disastrous launch.
Oh, really? It's out.
Yeah. It's out. It came out, probably a year earlier than it should have. Very glitchy, critically panned, just because of the glitches and how under impressive it was and everything. Really bad for a really good studio. They've been really upfront and they've outlined how they're going to improve it and their plan for the next 6 months to a year to get everything rolled out and running. But it definitely doesn't help these tie-in comics that everybody's already done playing the game, or they're already waiting for 3 or 4 patches to improve it before they even think about it.
Yeah, this is not a shooter. This is an adventure type game, or is it a shooter?
Yeah, it's a shooter. Think Fallout, but futuristic cyberpunk.
Oh well, that is it. The same studio? Oh, okay.
No, it's the same one that did The Witcher.
Okay.
It's CD Projekt Red, who did a phenomenal job with Witcher 3, but this just didn't quite.
Yeah, if it's Fallout, yeah.
Fallout style and the fact that it's a shooter where you're collecting things, creating your classes, and that kind of thing. Scavenging. Jenny Zero #1 from Dark Horse.
Yeah, Dave Dwanch sounds familiar. Don't know if I've read
Yep.
him or not.
I don't think he says things like Mind Palace. I don't know that I read that.
It's about Jenny Tetsuo, the hard-drinking, hard-partying daughter of beloved superhero Mega Commander Zero. Looks pretty cool.
I've always wanted to be face down in a large dinosaur footprint filled with drugs and alcohol. So, I mean, it's a wicked cover. If you're going to do one, that's a nice one to do.
In the third issue of the Black Hammer Visions, we have Chip Zdarsky taking the reins. So that should be fun. I loved the first one by Patton Oswalt. It was really good. It's basically think Astro City meets Black Hammer. So
Okay. Now with Zdarsky in the way, do you want to be before Zdarsky or do you want to be after Zdarsky?
I wonder. I wonder what he's going to do.
Yeah.
I thought Patton Oswalt did a good job of honoring the character that was involved, and kept it true to the voice, and then just told us little Astro City type story around it, and I thought it worked really well. And as long as they all do that, I would assume that's why they were attracted to the project, because they're fans of it. It should be pretty cool.
Dope. That's pretty much all I've got for Dark Horse.
Yeah. I kind of like what we're into with on a weekly basis. It's just a struggle to.
Yeah, things I just didn't jump into early. I'm not running back to grab the first one up, unfortunately.
They are finishing up Resident Alien, Your Ride's Here. And it's a 6-issue miniseries this time. Usually it's a 4. So they've added a couple of issues, probably because there's a series now to support it. And I'm wondering if... And they're offering the Resident Alien Omnibus for folks to be able to catch up and read the whole story. I think that's brilliant. I've watched 4 episodes of the series and really, really enjoyed it. So hopefully that puts some eyeballs on the original source material. That'd be great. And we'll just have to see.
Where do you want to go from here?
Well, yeah, let's do IDW next. It's the next one in the catalog for me.
There you go.
But again, I really struggle with IDW. I'm not reading much from them anymore.
Kanto has jumped the shark. We are on the 3rd Kanto series now, so I assume they're just cranking until nobody cares.
Maybe, yeah. Are they moving towards more of a graphic novel company? Or have they already? It looks like they've already done most of that. They don't do a lot of just regular comics anymore, do they? Godzilla Monster Protectors is one of theirs. Eric Burnham doing the writing on this, and Dan Schoening on art. It looks a little all agey from the cover, but it could be something. You never know.
There you go. I'm going to talk to you about Star Wars High Republic Adventures number 3. At the end of Adventures number 1, we got a kind of a cameo appearance of our enemy. And when we did a little bit of research, it said that his first appearance would be in issue 3 here. Was it Nihil? What did I tell you? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
Yeah, text back and forth a little bit about who it was.
I can't
and
remember
some
now.
things. So I'm going to pick up a couple of these to see if that first appearance hits and if it's a villain that people gravitate towards or not.
And we think the regular Star Wars Adventures ran its course, maybe. Even though there are Francesco Francavilla variant covers, which are gorgeous. Oh, and then there's another Star Wars Adventures, The Light and the Dark. Is this a... Oh, this is a collected edition, sorry.
Yes, correct. But if you read like the Star Wars Adventures number 8 The Empire has been defeated, but what doesn't mean that the adventures are over for Luke and Leia, who find themselves in a tricky situation that they have to work together to get out of. Plus, Count Dooku has a sinister plan for a clone troop. That's all recycled stories from those.
Turtles. Sophie Campbell's doing the writing and the art chores on 116. I don't know if she's been the writer before. I know she's been doing some great artwork with there, though. We'll see how that goes and how well received that is. I guess she has, because here's volume 2 of the trade paperback, and she's listed as the writer on some of those. So I've not been reading it, but I've been tuning into the covers and liking what I saw.
There you go. And in this TMNT ongoing 116, those 1 and 10s have been pretty. They still get quite a bit of a heat on those. They've spiked on several of the last half dozen, I'd say.
And that's enough for us until next week, and we'll head on over to the Hot 10 and take a look at some of the hot comics that are selling. Unless you had anything else, unless you had anything else in IDW. I just assumed that you would. That was it.
Nope, it's all good. It's all good. And I actually just got done texting about a book on the Hot 10, so that's pretty cool. I just saw. So you can't beat that. All right, we go to our friends at comicbookinvest.com and check out their Hot 10. We look at their Hot 10 for February 19th, 2021, where they're looking at the books that are just flying in the secondary market and making all kinds of money or jumping in price from what they were previously. Start at number 1, where we have Fantastic Four 94. Number 94 of the Fantastic Four series. Have we all probably passed this by in the back issue bins, as we don't even look through the Fantastic Four runs? That is so friggin' true.
Yes.
I skipped the Fantastic Four back issue rights. Prices are still being rewritten at this point. For example, a 7.5 just sold for $330, which is $100 more than an 8.0 sold the week before. A 9.4 sold for $900, which is $100 higher than the 9.6 sold for 2 weeks ago. Is that as spoiler-free as possible?
So don't look into what Fantastic Four 94 is and who that first appearance is in there unless you've watched WandaVision, because it will spoil that reveal for you. So we don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Because it's a really enjoyable thing, and people were spoiling WandaVision at 7 o'clock this morning.
Yeah. I did see a thing that, like, people were arguing back and forth, and they're like, if you care about spoilers, you cannot be on speculation sites.
That's true.
That's just inherently the nature of the beast. Because people were like, because someone pulled out a Funko Pop leak for WandaVision. And people were just like, you're spoiling it. And they're like, you're on a spec site, dude. That's how the game works.
We can't avoid it, we can, you know.
But we do.
This D-bag on Twitter, he took the time to, rip the show or whatever, and he edited it. He edited a clip that was the most spoilerific part of the show at the end, and posted that video clip, along with some D-bag commentary about what he thought of it at like 7 o'clock this morning. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
That's when you just block that dude.
I'll never see them again.
Yeah.
But that's just dumb. And a lot of work to go through to be a D-bag. Well, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, no kidding. I'll be a D-bag if I can lazily do it. But
how did you get that clip? You had to edit that clip yourself. I'm sure that you didn't get that from any site, legit way. No way. Whatever. Anyway, go ahead, Kyle. Sorry.
Yeah, rank 2, we have Spider-Woman 2021, number 9, the 1 in 25 Rose Besh variant that just came out. This is an odd burner this week. It doesn't appear to be all that rare, and is this really a $125 plus cover? Let me know what you think about this cover and why it's that much friggin' money.
Yeah, that's who's Rose Besh, and should we be putting her on the watch list?
Yeah, no kidding. At rank 3, we have Taskmaster number 3, 2021. The Shane Davis 1 in 25 variant that just came out. More than doubling in price to $175 or more dollars. This still seems like an odd investment to
We
me.
like this cover, though. We did.
Yeah, it's a cool looking cover. And I think Shane Davis covers are great.
Yeah.
At rank 4, Black Cotton number 1. Drew's pick of the week for last week.
Yeah.
There were no incentives on this issue. There are a few retailer exclusives. Mario Santana Jr. one is excellent. Still selling for $15 after release. If anyone has read this, we'd love to hear reactions. And if it is one of those makes you think stories or not really. At rank 5, Batman Adventures number 12, 2 separate all-time high sales of $3,000 for a 9.8 happened this week. Remember a year ago when you could have bought this same book for less than half that figure? All I know is that I will tell my kids to buy everything if and when another pandemic hits. At rank 6 is the book I was talking about. I just finished texting that my 2 copies of these Walmart 3-packs are sitting there waiting for me tomorrow. Star Wars The High Republic Walmart variants. Really surprised that people buy these still sealed the packs. Want to know the condition, but not the one buying this anyway, so whatever. So I rated out. I have a hookup at Walmart that I tell him when bourbon's coming through, and he tells me when Star Wars comics or things are coming through. So a very symbiotic relationship there.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, I saw those being people were asking $80 a pop for those already.
The Star Wars is this Walmart
Yeah.
variant? Wow, that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
At rank 7, the Marvel number 5 Adam Hughes 1 in 25 variant with the Alex Ross cover, double ratio at $50. Not really sure why this is selling this well, to be honest, but oh well. Drew, holy crap! At rank 8, we have The Walking Dead number 1. Wait, what? Is this list from 4 years ago? Anyways, 9.8s are now back over $3,000. Even a PGX 9.8 sold for $2,950. For those that kept saying that this book would continue to fall down to $1,000, whoops.
Yeah, suck it.
So, Drew, should we realign our entire collections and try to sell everything?
Sure.
Okay, just checking.
Sell away. I've sold everything except for up to 100. You know, all this, everything I had that was below 100 is pretty much gone except for like weeklies.
Gotcha.
I guess I have a few floating around. I'll take that back. I have a few.
I'm glad we got to listen to you argue with
Yeah,
yourself,
wait a minute.
Andrew.
Okay. All right.
At rank 9, we have Spawn 174. Gunslinger Spawn is getting his own title. We got a bunch of Spawn news of 4 new spin-off series yesterday. Not surprising based on how popular he has become. 9.8s have risen from around 500 to now 650. It is a great cover and an important book in the Spawn universe. Don't forget about that cameo in Spawn 119.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yep.
Good for them. And I saw that Spawn is expanding its universe. Todd McFarlane's going to roll out like 4 new titles in the Spawn universe.
Yep.
So I won't be probably reading them, but good for him.
We might be specking on them.
Yes,
though.
exactly.
At rank 10, we have Killmonger number 1, the second print. On our Wakanda Back 9 list a week ago, as the pick from Ben C, this was about a $20 to $30 book, and is now a $50 book. Really hope that if they bring Killmonger back, he keeps the hard edge that he had initially. And into our honorable mentions, we have Something is Killing the Children, number 8, the Jeff DeCall 1 in 25 variant. Very hard to find, but a 9.8 popped up this week and sold for 700 bones. Only 1 raw copy available on eBay at the moment, and it has 5 days left and is almost $400.
What? What? That's amazing.
And in the Wayback Machine, we have Seven Seas Comics number 4. Female, Baker, Underwater, Shark. A 3.5 sold for $7,800 this week. That is almost double what a 3.0 sold for just 6 months ago. Anyone else miss these classic covers? I was explaining comics and things like this to our mother earlier today, Drew, because she had found some old comics in the house, some Rin Tin Tin comics from the 50s, and they did a cursory Google or eBay search, and they were only worth like $10. And she was yelling at me that a 1950s comic was only worth $10. And I said, it's Rin Tin Tin. Nobody cares.
Yeah. But you never know. You know, if
yeah. And that's what I said. I said, you got to check on all these because it could be an artist did that cover that's really
if that's Frank Frazetta doing the Rin Tin Tin, well, then there you go. It's a different story.
And I do explain to her that a lot more people like Batman than a German Shepherd.
That's funny. And now it's time for, now we looked at stuff that's hot right now. Let's look at stuff that might be hot in the future when we get a chance to order it at cost or close to it from our good friends at Deep Discount Comics. Let's check out the FOC.
Yeah, we're checking out the FOC, our final order cutoff. We do not have the email from...
We do, but he did not have time to do any selections of his own.
Correct. So we don't have his things. We're going to have to dig and find our own stuff and not cheat off of his homework on this one. So let's start at the top with our DC offerings, which will be due by 6 o'clock on Sunday. Jenny Frizen doing your cardstock on Catwoman 29. A nice looking cover there.
Is this the Nightwing where Tom Taylor takes over? 78?
This is.
I'm definitely getting this.
I can't remember if I ordered this.
I'm
pretty sure I did.
I may have already. I don't know if I should get the B cover or not. There's some scuttlebutt about
He's got a dog.
A sidekick dog that might be called Bitewing, I think.
Bitewing.
And I don't know if it's going to be in here or 79. But anyway, the Tom Taylor era starts here. And I don't know if he's going to go crazy spec-wise like Donny Cates did with Venom, but it's going to be a pretty good story, I'm guessing.
It's going to be good.
So I want to get back in on it, and perhaps the chance of him doing some spec-worthy additions, that'd be awesome too. We've got the last issue of Batman White Knight presents Harley Quinn. We have Batman versus Ra's al Ghul.
The last one of the 6-issue series there,
We've got the second issue of Truth and Justice.
Which one was Truth and Justice? I can't remember on that one. Gotcha. Okay. I can't remember the writing on that one.
A whole lot of effort being put into Justice League 59. And what's the deal there?
I don't know, but there's a Snyder Cut variant. That's pretty cool.
There's a whole lot of covers. We've got a 1 in 25, a 1 in 50, and a 1 in 100. And I don't know why.
And I don't even... Oh, okay. The A and B are up here, and then everything else is down there. Interesting.
But why is it... is it because of...
Also featuring the Justice League Dark.
Oh, is this the first Bendis?
This is Bendis, yes.
Okay. First Bendis, it's Infinite Frontier. I do like them going back to the back up story. I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know you got to pay an extra $1, so that's a boo, right? Definitely a boo there that it costs an extra $1.
Yeah.
But I like the idea if you're not going to do a lot of titles, you're going to do the titles that sell. But if you're going to do backup stories where you rotate some lesser selling characters through and try to do it that way, I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So, maybe I'll be able to get a Blue Devil in a backup story in somebody's down the road or somebody like that. They'll never get another Blue Devil comic, I don't think. Not on his standing on his own.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think this. I think I should this Bendis on Justice League, part of this Infinite Frontier. Definitely should be a part of it. See how they do.
Definitely.
Or do you think of the future state, everyone's going to be so disillusioned that they're just going to be like, forget it?
I think a lot of people are going to be like, I'm not jumping for this. I'll let everybody else tell me how it is, and if it's good, I'll circle back.
Yeah, okay. That's all I had from DC.
Yep. Same here.
Down in Dark Horse, we have Orphan and Five Beasts #1. It's a 4-issue miniseries from Dark Horse. It looks kind of good.
Yeah. James Stokoe. I was interested. I always click on the Critical Role items, the Tales of Exandria #1, because I occasionally like to listen to the Critical Role stuff on YouTube, watch it. I was attracted to the artist by A Couple of Kooks, is the name of the artist.
Nice. Got the second printing of the last TMNT, The Last Ronin #2. Heard good things about Last Ronin.
Yeah.
I like this.
So we got a second print on that one. That's awesome. A definitely different cover, so that's great. Definitely circle a completely different cover on that second print.
Downside, it's $9.
Yep. There's that whole thing. We had some Spike with Usagi Yojimbo's Ratio. And this is another really cool looking Usagi Yojimbo Ratio.
Yeah, it is. This Jennifer Meyer does this. Would you call that like an oil painting type style?
Yes.
That's really nice. I don't know what. We don't have a price on it yet, as of yet. But it's a 10 copy incentive, so I'm going to say it's going to be less than $20.
Yep. I think do it because I didn't check the tail on the on the last one, but it was neat to see the spike of it, and I could immediately see why. It was a little bit more photoreal on the previous spike, but I can see this one jumping.
Now, as we get down into Image, what is this Amazon Prime Video edition for Invincible #1? Is it?
So Invincible is going to be a cartoon series on Amazon, an animated series. So that means you have no interest and will never watch. So they're re-releasing #1 in the style of that series.
Oh, they're going to do a new cover for it. Okay.
Yep.
This is like a Walking Dead #1 reprint, basically. Nothing
Correct.
Probably speckable, is there?
I mean, there were some reprints of Walking Dead 1 that went up quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I would say no. Speaking of Walking Dead.
Before you get issue 11, fantastic. Radiant Black. You know how I poo-pooed the idea of a...
We shouldn't have superheroes in Image.
The first issue was pretty
There you
good. So, really, I should read things before I run my mouth.
You said that, and what did I say?
You said, what about Spawn?
I said, my boy Kyle Higgins is pretty good.
What about Invincible? And I said, oh, yeah. I forgot about those. I forgot about those completely.
And then we didn't talk for 2 weeks straight.
Well, yeah, it was a pretty good debut comic. Kyle Higgins did a pretty good job, and he talked about it in the back, because he had done some work on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers comics, and he was a fan of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers beyond the time frame when his peer group was continuing to watch Power Rangers. Like, it was really hot when he was like...
He was Power Rangers.
When he was 11, his friends were all watching Power Ranger, and it was cool. And then maybe when he's 13, nobody's watching Power Rangers anymore. He's still a big super fan. And so he has to kind of hide.
Gotcha.
Check and make sure his VCR is set to tape it. And there were some kids that when he would excuse himself to check and see if it was taping, he thought he was being like on the down low, and there was a kid that would go, "Oh, I wonder if it's morphin time," and they'd all make fun of him. They made fun of him, and we shouldn't laugh at that because it really scarred the guy.
Who was this again?
Kyle Higgins.
Kyle Higgins. Okay.
This really scarred him to where he's like, don't do that. Don't bully somebody because they still like something
Yeah.
you don't think is as cool.
Like the things you do with all the My Little Ponies and things.
Yeah, the things that I do. Yeah, because I'm a bully, I guess. And the thing, when you always talk about your little Star Wars cartoons that you like to watch.
They're animated series.
But so it was really cool. He set the table for this comic. It was a very personal comic. You could tell, that there was a lot of him in the main character, and some of the trials and tribulations that he went through as a writer as well. That he kind of stuck in there. So if you like Kyle Higgins, you should check this out. I think you definitely like that comic.
I do. Oh, Ultra Mega by James Herron, #1. You lost me at $8 for your first issue.
Yeah, that's something we'll make a knee-jerk reaction to, right?
Yep.
When there's a big price tag, we don't understand it. We know you put in 60 pages. We love 60-page debuts.
Yep, 100%.
We love you sticking all that extra stuff in there. It's a Skybound comic. I mean, we love Skybound imprint books.
Yep. But you haven't earned an $8 leap of faith.
No. You can't. It's tough to do.
Yeah.
It's a tough sell for us. Now, other people have no problems with it, but I do. I have a little bit of a problem with it because we don't know. You're an unknown entity.
And it's kaiju. No, you're what?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Anything else in Image, sir?
Well, let's see. Black Knight Curse Ebony Blade #1.
Yeah, that's why I asked. I was going to talk about that, but that's in Marvel, which is why I asked if there's anything else in Image.
Okay. Then no, nothing but Walking Dead, which you already mentioned.
Hey, you remember how we talked last week about why they were doing a facsimile edition on Black Knight?
Oh, this is why.
Here's why.
Probably would have known that if we did a better job when we read our previews.
And of course, my girl Peach Momoko rocking a variant there as well.
Always a big fan.
Yep. And Todd Knock doing a head. What is it called? A headshot variant.
Yeah.
I think we've gone a little too close with the headshot. It's creeping me out.
The King in Black Spider-Man #1. Jed McKay is going to do the writing on this. I might, under other circumstances, check this out, but I'm so out on King in Black that I wouldn't probably know what was going on, so I'll probably skip it. And are they about done with King in Black? Are they wrapping this bad boy up, or is it going to continue into the summer?
Yeah. I do like the Rob Liefeld King in Black Spider-Man #1.
The Deadpool 30th variant.
Yeah. Deadpool is quite a bit smaller than Venom. That or we get more Liefeldian horrid use of sizing.
It was a really good movie. I was surprised that it didn't do better. Did Venom do well? Didn't do well, did it?
The first one, did quite good.
Did it do well? Oh, yeah.
Yep, enough that they're making a second.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was pretty darn good. And then the new one's going to have Carnage in him, right? That's why the Carnage.
We're still waiting for that trailer to hit,
and that's going to blow up our Carnage even hotter.
Yeah.
Exciting stuff. We should probably dig that out. Have it ready.
Oh yeah. Star Wars Bounty Hunters #10. We're continuing to follow Dengar. We have a 4th print of Star Wars High Republic 1. Again, a completely new cover.
That's where I jump off, though. I'm done.
You did one, first print, second print, you are out at 4th print.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think 3rd print did anything, did it?
Apparently warranted enough for a 4th print, so I don't know what the word anything means to you.
I meant spec-wise.
Oh no.
Has it?
But with these second prints, they're the things that as we're seeing, we're like, oh, a year later,
Yeah.
the second and third printer is $900
Yeah,
now.
it's a hold. Yeah, buy and hold.
I don't care about Ultraman. Sorry. Again, he's just a giant guy, isn't he?
Yeah. Thor 13. Donny Cates is 5th of 6 in this story arc, so you'd think maybe nothing, but from the solicit, he does talk about surprises abounding as the gods face the fight of their eternal lives in the penultimate chapter for Prey. Is there possible some kind of other... Does Donny Cates have yet another surprise to spring on us in this issue?
He's got a reputation to uphold.
He loves this. He loves to get the speckers excited. He does a good job with it, and from what I understand, I fell so far behind that I dropped off this book, but I heard it's good. So
yeah.
Did you see the Michael Cho two-tone? I don't like don't like that at all.
Oh yeah, I know what the two tones are. I wasn't a fan of them either.
There was there was like
It was a Spider-Man.
Yeah, there was another one that you had pointed out, and I was like, oh, that's terrible. That's not for me at all. And I think that's all I had in Marvel.
Down in the Jim Henson Storyteller Tricksters #1, Jonathan Rivera writing that one. Jade Zhang on our cover A, being a Peach Momoko, drawing a totem spider thing. Yeah, very spider-ish in this series, it seems.
Is this another... Oh, this is that Maria Lovett who did Faithless. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So she's doing another erotic thriller. This time Ablaze is covering it, and looks like Mirko Andolfo's doing some covers. That might do well. That might do...
Yeah, they're witches by night, but it looks like they're sexy witches.
Yes.
But it looks kind of all-agey on the cover, so I'm creeped
Not
out.
all the covers.
All right, the cover.
Yeah.
I didn't go around. Hey, that one's not.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Now, Aftershocks giving us Bequest.
Drew, I haven't. I'm going through more covers. You gotta wait.
Oh, okay.
No, just kidding.
Okay. Your boy Tim Seeley is doing the writing with Freddie Williams II. So this is an Aftershock book called Bequest #1. It's a high fantasy book. And that first the cover A I don't like. I'll take a look at the...
Too much going on. Yeah. Blech.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. The 15 copy incentive's a little better, but not enough. Maniac of New York goes to a second printing. I think you were a fan of that.
Yep.
My boy Max Bemis has his second issue of Savage. This is a relaunch, kind of, because I remember Savage came out a few years ago. And so I don't know if this is just another volume of this, I'm guessing. Worst X-Men Ever was the book I was trying to think of that he did. Where the guy was like a nuclear bomb. That was his power.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And that's all I had in FOC. Not the strongest FOC, but there's some gems in there. Some good stuff, maybe.
A few things we're saying don't miss.
Yeah. Nightwing with Tom Taylor being right up there.
Yep.
Bendis on Justice League. Another one for me, anyway.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Well, sorry, I snuck over to Cover Price already. My
Okay.
bad.
Well, let's head on over there.
Yeah. I'm so excited to see Laramie Taylor's book in the top 10. A Voice in the Dark #1.
Wow.
I was literally... I saved Laramie Taylor's link in my eBay because he was doing a lot of fundraising through special stuff on eBay. So I remember I always kept his creator link, and I clicked on it the other day, just clicking around. There was nothing on it. I said, I wonder what happened to Laramie Taylor. I haven't heard anything. So it's cool to see that not only is he talking, but see that book back out.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, creator Laramie Taylor mentioned on his Facebook page that the pilot script was completed. There was no additional information. This update sold 17 copies and had a high sale of $30 for Raw. Boy, I have several of these.
I was a big fan of this. We interviewed Laramie Taylor back in the day. This would have to be back in 2013, 2014 when we were first started doing this.
Voice in the Dark is a 2013 book, and it was after that popped through.
It was like, he was working on issue 2, I think, at the time when we were...
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know Laramie Taylor, he writes and colors all his comics, him and his wife. He doesn't have the use of his arms or legs. He uses his mouth and a Windows Cintiq tablet.
Yeah, fantastic. Not that he doesn't have arms and legs, but he's a very cool dude, and has overcome a lot. I think his wife is also disabled. They got
but I think she was doing colors and he was doing that, and then he's doing writing, and it was just awesome. And Voice in the Dark was, I think, a 6 or a 8 issue series that I thought was great, and I do not like horror.
Did they end up doing the a second volume too? Right? Yeah, it was a second.
I think so. Yeah, they did. They did.
I'm not sure if it finished, but I think it might have.
There you go. But that's really cool to see, and I will dig out my Voice in the Dark. I bid on some of his eBay stuff at one point, but I never won. At rank 9, we have Immortal Hulk 43. This is the one that got pulled for the jewelry or whatever that was on the window. Yeah, exactly.
Now, before you go on, we're waiting for casting, right? We want to wait for Voice in the Dark to be cast.
Or, well, it just depends. If we hear that Netflix buys it, that'll spike it. And then casting is always my favorite place to sell, is when casting is. Anyways, Mortal Hulk 43, the Joe Bennett homage cover, $45 for Raw. X-Force #1, negative UPC with Deadpool trading card. Wow. Where are we? Seriously, due to the massive print run and dominance in almost every collection traded into comic stores, X-Force was the one comic that was guaranteed to never see market heat. Well, 2021 just played its hand. Recent demand and market heat surrounding Marvel trading cards brought attention and demand to the Deadpool trading card that was polybagged within X-Force #1. And we were today years old when we gave this book any attention to release. There are 4 various versions, with at least 3 of them containing randomly the desired Deadpool trading card. This was the negative UPC version with the Deadpool card that sold 48 copies and a high raw sale of $77.51. Holy freaking crap.
Yeah, for those of you who dig through quarter boxes and dollar boxes and stuff, and you'd come to like 10 X-Force #1s in a row that were all polybagged, and you'd skip right by them. Oops.
$75 a piece. Go back and grab all 10 of those now.
Doggone it.
Yeah, I did not know there were multiple versions. I thought they were all the same.
Yeah. Who knew?
We talked about Taskmaster #3, the Shane Davis. It's their #7. We have Forever Maps #1, a 2019 Scout book. Scout's recent press release announcing Scout Comics and Entertainment is proud to announce the Forever Maps by Michael Legacy and Todor Harishov is in development as a feature film with Josh Campbell and Matthew Steichen from 10 Cloverfield Lane that are adapting. Blah, blah, blah. $25 for Raw. So that's cool. At rank 5, we have Cover #1. The Zoo or Zoo variant. This is an Image comic from 2018 that I do not remember. HBO Max ordered a television series based on comic creator by Brian Michael Bendis and David Mack's Cover to be written by Bendis and directed by Mack. This helped this variant to move 16 copies and $50 for a Raw. At rank 4, we have more Immortal Hulk 43, the standard one, $31 for Raw on that one. At rank 3, we have more X-Force with Deadpool trading card, just the more standard Okay, I will read this. If you would have told us that you would not only have X-Force #1 in the top 10, but 2 versions, we wouldn't have believed you. But here we are. This is the standard polybag version. Made it all the way to #3 by moving 59 copies and having $40 for a raw.
God,
Dang.
we need our spec cards revoked.
Yeah.
How did we not see this coming?
Yeah. Well, again, when you find 600 copies of something just sitting there, you don't spec them very often. But I mean, it's crazy. Spawn #1s, X-Force #1s, you name it, they're all flying up. And at rank 2, we have Taskmaster #3, $29 for a raw. And at rank 1, we have Cover #1, the standard version of this one. A 9.8 CGC went for $80.
Now that Taskmaster Taiguchi is the first appearance of Taiguchi.
Correct.
Do we think that he'll be on the cover the next issue or in a subsequent printing of that?
Yeah, if they do like a Taskmaster 3 second print, he'll be on the cover. I'm sure he'll be on something here soon.
Number 11 is Micronauts #1.
What?
Yeah, Micronauts, another thing that I've passed over. I think this is just people just trolling me because this Micronauts passed over in Micronauts constantly. They're in every quarter bin everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know about #1. Maybe #1 wasn't, but always Micronauts everywhere. So this property is in development at Paramount. So they're launching a new streaming service, so they're going to definitely need some content.
Heck yeah.
And this will be used to bring Miracle Man into the current King in Black series. That's speculation. It still sold 32 copies and had a high sale of $430 for a 9.8. Wow. New Mutants Annual #1 from 1984 really recently announced that Lila Cheney, a mutant rock star with the ability to teleport, will be returning to the pages of X-Men this May. Fans rushed to buy her first appearance in this annual, moving 62 copies with a 6-day trend of 123% and $75 for a 9.6. The Amazing Spider-Man 55 from 2021. That's the Pat Gleason cover. Still moving. CGC 9.8s are now coming in at $139.
Dang.
War of the Realms, New Agents of Atlas, #1 from 2019. This is the Southeast Asian Marvel superhero deal. $166 for a 9.8. Selling well. New Avengers #40 from 2008. It's not Young Avengers, which Kyle's a big proponent of. But this is New Avengers.
Yes.
With the groundwork being laid for Secret Invasion, fans are anticipating to see the Skrull Queen, Varanki, whose first appearance as the Skrull Queen is in this issue. Sold 28 copies and $48 for a 9.2. Not even worth the trouble to get it slabbed. Let's see. Venom Lethal Protector #1. This first Venom solo series quickly turned Venom from a villain to an anti-hero. While he could have been Spider-Man's most dangerous threat, Marvel took him in another direction and it worked. Sold 22 copies and had a high sale of $130 for a CGC 9.8.
Jeez.
So many of these I've passed over. Immortal Hulk 43. This is the same controversy bull. Star Wars Legacy #0 from Dark Horse 2006. First cover appearance of Darth Talon. $400 for a CGC 9.8. Very hot.
Not even a friggin' comic.
Star Wars #2 from 1977. This is still climbing after the Disney Summit announcement of the Obi-Wan Disney Plus series. We saw that Ewan McGregor's working out, getting in shape to play Ben Kenobi.
To play an aging and losing it all Ben Kenobi.
His first appearance in this issue has been long undervalued. Valued as the first. It's also the first Han Solo, Chewbacca, Millennium Falcon, Jabba the Hutt, and Death Star. Sold 25 copies and a new high sale of $1,300 for a CGC 9.6.
I'll take my ripped up copy and ask for $100 for it.
You probably should. Avengers 186 from Marvel in 1979. This is the first appearance of the Other as Chthon, and also the first appearance of Magna, Wanda and Pietro's mother. Recently on Very Gary Comics YouTube show. Well, I've never seen that, but I might check that out. It was mentioned that the big bad may actually be Chthon controlling Wanda. I think they're wrong about that. Per fandom, Chthon is as a being of unimaginable mystical power, specifically that which can be called magic, black magic, and chaos magic. Yada yada yada. He also previously possessed both Wanda and Quicksilver in the comics. So this theory is interesting and getting traction. Sold 20 copies. Had a 7-day trend of 145% and a high sale of $500 for a CGC 98. Man. Crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Any of those excite you, Kyle? To go dig through your long boxes and look for them?
Yeah, I'm going to go look for Deadpool cards. And, of course, I know I have that Venom. I have several of that Venom. And then I got to decide whether I want to put up my broken, desolate Star Wars books.
Yeah. Now, did you ever have Marvel cards, trading cards?
No, I never went down that road.
I don't think I did either. So that's interesting. I wonder why they're getting hot again.
Yeah.
All things Marvel, I guess.
Yeah, all things Marvel. And, like, card opening has become big again between Pokemon and sports cards are back again and everything. So it's become a big thing to open packs on YouTube, so people can watch what you get and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. I used to be able to find like old unopened packs of stuff but I don't think you can find that stuff as much anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's head on over to our good friends at Lunar for our sneak peek at next week and start with DC.
DC, and we'll start with February the 23rd. And all that is Batman Black and White,
which I tried to read, and it's just not. I just don't like it.
We have the re-release of Ex Machina Compendium number 2, which collects Ex Machina 26 through 50 and specials 3 and 4.
Finishes it up.
Yep.
That's a nice compendium to have.
Yeah.
What's the price on that? 60.
Mm-hmm.
More future states. I really need someone to definitively tell me which ones are really worth reading and which ones aren't.
Yeah.
And I'm getting a lot of different answers, but I don't know. No one's like passionate about any of them, which is probably doesn't bode well, right?
Correct. And then we have Generations Forged, a $10 one shot.
Yeah. Joker War they're collecting. Newbie, a real one. That's a trade. Mm-hmm. OGN.
So the moral of the story is, if you're doing Future State, finish them up here. Enjoy them. Other than that, if you're not Future State,
still got another week too, right?
Yep.
Maybe more. I don't know. Does it go into March? It doesn't, does it?
It wasn't supposed to, but I don't know if anything got pushed.
Yeah.
All right, I'm heading over to previewsworld.com, finding February the 24th, and starting an image.
Well, there's this Department of Truth just got optioned. It's gonna blow up probably, so more than it already has. And I think it was Bendis who said, "Yeah, everybody knew it was going to get optioned after they read the first issue."
Yeah.
So it was just a matter of time.
I have seen spec on this Stray Dogs book. I have seen people talking about this being something they're specking on. Lady and the Tramp meets Silence of the Lambs.
Because of that Silence of the Lambs cover?
Yeah, that's what I'm not sure.
I knew that you were high on that.
Yeah, I like the Silence of the Lambs cover.
I like the Ice Cream Man cover B. Cover A is no slouch.
Yeah.
It's good too.
Oh wow, Rain Like Hammers went to a second print on issue 1, and I really like that issue 2 better, or that second print of issue 1 better.
I did not like that book. At all.
Okay, Two Moons looks really good too.
Yeah. John Arcudi, right?
Yep.
The Rumble
With Dave
guy.
Stewart. Yep.
Yeah, because you like
That's
Rumble.
right. We talked about this because I love Rumble.
You were a big fan of Rumble.
Yeah, this was the Civil War. That's right. I really like this.
And then all my second prints of Walking Dead, 1 through 6. I have so many
They
Walking
are cool.
Deads. They are.
You got to be in for all of them, though.
Yeah, I was. I have them all.
That's so cool. They're so cool, though.
I think I was gonna sell them as that lot, right?
Yeah, 100%.
I think that makes sense to me.
And down into Dalkhoth,
Nothing.
down to IDW,
Nothing.
on to Marvel.
I'm sure there's something in here. I mean, I'm sure if I was paying closer attention to King in Black, I'd be able to tell you something.
Yeah. I don't like this Amazing Spider-Man 60 cover, but some people want it.
Remind me what? Oh, the Marvel Voices is Black History Month celebration, right?
Yes.
We're doing another snapshots. These have all been good, so read them. If you missed out on them, wait for the collection. I'm hoping there's going to be a collection because it's really good stuff.
Yeah, that Marvel Voices Legacy, the Coipel variant, is really good. All right, down to Dynamite.
Nope.
Boom.
Do we take a look at Something Is Killing the Children 15?
Sure. We're not seeing the ratio, though. Those are what's blowing on.
That's the deal.
Mm-hmm.
And then look at We Only Find Them When They're Dead.
They're not giving us art.
But, I mean, just the idea that number 1's at a 5th, number 2's at a 4th, number 3's at a 3rd, number 4's at a 3rd, and number 5's at a 2nd. I mean,
Yeah.
going to be scarce. A lot of scarcity there. I think I steered clear of that, too.
Down into your smaller publishers. I thought Chasing the Dragon, number 1, was a cool premise. New York Times bestselling writer Denton J. Tipton and acclaimed painter Menton 3 explore a dark fantasy world ravaged by the rampant abuse of a drug made from the blood of dragons.
Yeah.
Drew, we have Bloodshot number 11 from 2019 appearing on this list. And that's ironic because you were just telling me today about watching the movie for Bloodshot.
Yeah, I finally got around to watching that. I'd been putting it off for whatever reason. It just came out of a weird COVID time, so it fell through the cracks for me. And, I hadn't heard much about it. And then it was fantastic. What a great movie. And I just feel really bad that it did so poorly. I hope they give it a do-over, and put out that and do some more Valiant universe movies, because if they do them as well as that movie was done, that'd be great. I took a quick glance at Moon Made 3 Keys number 1, and it's Edgar Rice Burroughs universe, and I think we've stood clear of those in the past. Just not.
Okay. Yeah. So from Scout Comics, Drew,
Yes.
we have By the Horns number 1, a 6-issue series by Marquisan Naso. Eladine hates unicorns. For nearly a year, she's dedicated her life to tracking down and killing them all for trampling her husband, Shintaro. Now exiled from her farming village of Wayfarer for selfishly neglecting her duties, Eladine and her half-wolf, half-deer companion, Sajin, search the continent for Solothus for clues to the whereabouts of unicorns, where they discover a lead in the port city of Lycus. Their revenge mission suddenly takes a dangerous turn. So, unicorns trampled her husband.
She kills
so
them.
Unicorns must all die.
That's one way to go for it, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, one of my standout creators from last year was Stephanie Phillips. I really liked a lot of the stuff she did, Man Among Ye, and she worked on that Mary Jane book and some others. She's got a Aftershock book here
Ooh,
called
my favorite.
Nuclear Family number 1.
I ordered that.
Yeah, she's working with Tony Chastain. This is 1957 America, where Elvis is dominating the airwaves, and apple pie is served after every meal. But with the dark cloud of nuclear holocaust looming, Korean War vet Tim McLean's major concern is taking care of his family in the atomic age. When the first bomb does drop on an unexpected Midwest city, Tim and his family find themselves plunged into a strange new world where that's left of the United States has gone underground, while continuing to wage war on Russia with unthinkable tactics. It's based on a Philip K. Dick short story. I think it could be a lot of fun. And sad.
Paranormal Hitman from Behemoth Comics. Brett Murphy writing that. Sopranos meets Ghostbusters.
All right. That's great.
Yeah. Anything else, Drew?
No, I don't think so.
All right, this is the point of the podcast where I ask you for your pick of the week. What's the one book to make sure you go? Because it's going to be on the Hot 10 or all kinds of cool stuff. You hit a good one last week, Drew. Can you do two in a row?
I think I'm going to do Stray Dogs #1, the horror movie cover of Silence of the Lambs.
Absolutely. I wrote down several things here. I liked the Two Moons. I really like that cover A for Two Moons. That seemed pretty cool. I wrote down that Olivia Coipel version of whatever that was. Can't even read my own writing. But I think I'm going to go with that By the Horns. It just sounds fun.
Killing unicorns.
Killing unicorns. It's a cool looking cover. It's a cool sounding premise. I like it. And it's one of those gut feeling ones that I'm like, I'm going to read this regardless. But I think it's pretty cool. So we want to thank you for tagging along with Drew and myself. Thank you for coming to Comics for Fun and Profit. You've made it this far. We super appreciate you, and we thank you so much. Go to Patreon, look us up, check us out there. All kinds of cool things and ways to be part of everything we do here, and a bunch of links to things like our Twitters, Facebooks, Instagrams, and all kinds of other stuff. We thank you so much for being with us. For Drew and for myself, see ya.